So, hello everyone. My name is
Rithi
and I
Mukherjee.
am an Alpha Microsoft Learn student ambassador and organizer and host of this seminar. Hrithik, you can introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Hrithik and I'm a beta Microsoft Ambassador. And yeah, I'm the co-host. And today we will talk about make your own VPN with Microsoft Azure. With the presentation at first, then I will go with the hands-on. So, yeah.
Okay, so this seminar will be divided into two parts. First, the theoretical part with the presentation, and then the practical part with hands-on lab. So, theory is needed so that you can understand it properly. So, first we will go with the theory. So, VPN. VPN that stands for Virtual Private Network. Since few years, the word VPN is very familiar to us. We often find ourselves or others using it for visiting any sensor site or for hiding our IP. But what exactly a VPN is? How does it work? What can it do for you? These are the questions that you may want to know about. So let me explain all that to you today. Okay, so before moving into the part of VPNs, let us first understand how the internet works. Well, at our home, we have routers for internet services coming from the ISP, which is connected to our desktop by Ethernet cable, and this internet is accessed by our smartphones and other devices over the Wi-Fi. And all this is a part of private area network that doesn't go out to the internet. But when we open a web page on the internet, the data flows through your router to the ISP and then goes to the internet and reaches the server you are requesting. And when the server receives the request, it replies back with data that comes back through the internet in our ISP and reaches our PC or mobile phone down through our router. So all these data and information flowing around the internet needs to know where it's going, which means they need an address, that is our IP address. Just like a postal address is needed to send any letter, there are different level of addressing, and above all, it comes the IP addressing. This IP address is assigned to your router by your ISP, and whenever you go into the internet, you get exposed to many places. Every server you reach, every place you visit knows your IP. Whenever you visit any web server, that web server most probably have been logging your IP address. It will keep the log of whatever you are requesting, searching, or doing there, which they do generally for like traffic or data analysis purposes. But the main problem arise here. When they know your IP address, they probably know where you are from, which locality you are in, and most probably even your proper geolocation too. If you search what's my IP, you will find so much information about your IP address. Well, you may ask me like, what's the problem if someone knows your IP address? Well, it won't be a problem if Facebook or Twitter knows your IP, but the concern starts when you start to access things that is more sensitive, just like searching about any of your medical or emotional problem, or finding about some censored sites or topic that are restricted in our country. Because your IP is publicly exposed to internet, and in some cases, government can also get every details about any IP from the ISP. Secondly, you are also prone to various cyber attacks. From a cybersecurity point of view, an IP address is enough to perform various malicious activities by any attacker. So, introduction to VPN. So, from saving ourselves from all these things, the role of VPN comes into existence. VPN, that stands for Virtual Private Network. Virtual, which means something that existing virtually and not in real. And private network, which can consider as a secret network that doesn't exist in reality, but it is providing a logical network infrastructure which is private, which means that it comes with privacy to protect your internet connection online by creating an encrypted tunnel through which your data passes. passes that marks your IP address totally. VPN doesn't exist in real because we are making a logical private network that doesn't exist in real. It only exists within the installed VPN through which the communication takes place. That's why this is called VPN. So as you can see, like it is encrypted here, and after when it will reach the target place, it will be unencrypted. So it's passing through a tunnel that is totally encrypted, protecting your privacy. Why we should use VPN? So here are some major points regarding why should we use VPN. Firstly, VPN lets us change our location, and probably we all know. We can be sitting in India and assigning ourselves an IP of USA or Canada or anywhere, which eventually help us bypassing censorship and also access restricted contents. Uh, because anything that will be restricted in our country won't be restricted in that country, whichever country's IP address you are assigned with. It also protects our privacy, as I mentioned earlier, which kind of makes us anonymous to a certain level within the internet, and the IP gets changed. That's why it's kind of makes us anonymous, not totally ever. VPN also provides man in the middle attacks. It prevents us from man in the middle as everything is encrypted. With the help of secure VPN tunnel, we get to transfer our data while using VPN. Now let's us understand the working of VPN in a very layman terms. So suppose a thief wants to rob this bank, but if the thief chooses the straight path to rob the bank, he could get caught by the police. So it would be a very risky choice to choose the straight path, as the police can track their location, that where they are coming from. So the best option a thief can try is to dig a tunnel from their location to the locker room of this bank. In this way, they are safe from getting tracked to their original location. This is one of the famous techniques any robbers use, and this technique of tunneling is used in VPN also. Even nowadays, people work from home with the help of VPN, which lets them log into their office system securely. Now, let's understand the technical part of VPN. So, when you are use a VPN client is needed to be installed on your system, that will be laptop or your phone, and this VPN client will establish a tunnel which is totally encrypted. This is then connected to the VPN server, which you can think as a computer located somewhere in the internet. And after leaving the VPN server, the connections get unencrypted and reaches the destination place that you want to visit. And the VPN's server's IP will be shown and not your original IP will shown. So in short, it is like creating a secure tunnel to travel your data. So here is how the practical scenario will look like, something like this. So whenever you want to access anything over the internet, the request will first send to the VPN server in an encrypted form, which means the data sent will be understood only by you and your VPN service provider, traveling through a very secure tunnel. And if someone else, whether it be your ISP, government, or any hacker, try to intercept the data, they will be able to read and manipulate it. They won't be able to because the data will be encrypted form and reaches the website you want to visit in an unencrypted form. VPN can protect us mainly from hackers because if someone is connected to the same network as you, then they can intercept your data flow to their device. This can happen whenever you are connected to a public network such as your college or any airport or any public network, or even to any fake access point of Wi-Fi set up by any malicious person. If they intercept your data flow to their computer, then they can easily see whatever you do, starting from the website you visit to the username and password passwords you send, and in worst cases they can gain full control to your system even. And when you will be using a VPN, they can still intercept and redirect your data to their system, but that data will be totally encrypted and in a very gibberish form, so they will fail to analyze anything. This is again the reason for like why should we use a VPN. This is like why I always will recommend never to share your hotspot with anyone you don't know or even someone you know, because cyber attacks are very easy to perform when the attacker and victim are in same network. And also, please don't connect to any free Wi-Fi or open Wi-Fi in public place, because most of the time attackers launch a fake access point or Wi-Fi for fooling you, which makes you think you will get free internet, but at the end you won't get any internet and get your data compromised. Even if you get connected to such Wi-Fi, do use a VPN. HTTPS versus VPN. Well, many people thinks like we should need both or not. So before using the VPN, you must understand that your data is encrypted between you and the VPN provider, which means the VPN provider is able to see this data. So you must make sure whenever you visit a website, it is HTTPS enabled, and this will add another layer of encryption. So the connection between you and the VPN service provider will be secured by two layers of encryption. First is the VPN, and second is the HTTPS. So that when the data leaves the VPN server to the destination, you will have the TLS encryption too. This will make sure that the VPN provider won't see your data, because it will be encrypted with TLS, which is a very secure encryption. In short, VPN secures all communication coming from your device, while HTTPS only provide encryption between the website and your browser. So you need both. So do VPN providers really care about your privacy? The answer will be a big no. By far, we have got an idea that to save our data from the like malicious people, we are also trusting our data with some VPN providers, those who claims to care about our privacy. They claims to keep no logs, but in reality, it's not that true. Even in the year 2018, the famous NordVPN got hacked, and there are a lot more famous VPNs who were like accused of being leaking users' data. In fact, they are bound to keep the users' data logs and bound to give it to government for any legal issues. Even many people were caught to do illegal activities behind the VPN, which proves that so-called no-log policies of VPN providers are nothing more than the marketing technique to increase their users. Sorry. But what's now? What's the solution? Whom you should trust? Well, the answer will be you should trust only yourself and no one else. And by trusting yourself, I mean to host your own VPN. Well, why should we go for self-hosted VPN? Hosting your own VPN would be a best idea if you think trusting your data with some VPN provider won't be a good option, and configuring it manually for maximum security and privacy. This way, you don't have to depend on anyone else. And it won't be even that hard, as you will see in the practical part we will be showing. So hosting your own VPN on cloud will be kind of comparatively cheap, and you have full control to your data as and you will get better privacy as it is totally on your hand. And you are also the only one using it, so it will be faster too. And last and not the least, you will get a depth knowledge with practical lifetime learning experience, which will be worth it. So the main question now comes, where you will host. So now coming to this main topic, so that we are mostly concerned in our today's seminar. Since now we have understand about VPNs, what are the need of VPNs, and why should you host your own VPN. Next, the main question comes is where would you host your VPN? Well, obviously you will host your own VPN on Microsoft Azure. It would be the most suitable and reliable platform to host your own VPN. As we all know, security and privacy are the key in today's digital world. So, setting up your own VPN with OpenVPN in Microsoft Azure offers a fairly simple method to configure your own VPN, and you can configure it totally according to your wish. So that you yourself will be responsible for every configuration you do, and no need to trust any third party VPN service providers. Even though we are using OpenVPN protocol in today's seminar with a basic configuration to set up this VPN, but you are always free to choose any other VPN protocols with some advanced configuration for your VPN. But always make sure you know what you are doing and not just following every steps blindly. Okay, so as we will be using Azure to host the VPN, so it's important to know the platform we will use, and also some more details about it. So now the question comes, what is Azure? In this era where like we are frequently using any of the like cloud services for storing our data, so that we can access it anytime from anywhere, like that, Azure is also a cloud computing platform operated by Microsoft, which is basically an online portal through which you can access and manage resources and services. Just resources and services are like nothing, but a way of storing and transforming your data. So, for example, we will be hosting our VPN on Microsoft Azure. So earlier it was called like Microsoft Azure was earlier called as Windows Azure, which was later renamed to Microsoft Azure on March 2014. It provides a software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. So if you go on research about these terms, you will understand what they are. One of the best part of Azure is its costing. Azure is free to start and charges for pay as you go basis. You need to pay only for the services you use through Azure. So Azure offers more or less 600 services. So like many companies are using Azure now. So Azure also has like many data centers throughout the world. So there are very backup options available if you want to choose Azure. So why you should choose Azure? Now the most important question that you might think, like why should you choose Azure? Well, these are some key points that makes it the best fit for anyone's choice. First comes the data security. Above all benefits Microsoft Azure offers, security is always the topmost priority of Azure. Each year, Microsoft invests nearly 1 billion on cybersecurity. If any actions are needed to upgrade or enable new protections, notification will be sent to the users from Azure. Next, you get lots of flexibility in terms of service levels, storage locations, and coding languages, which means you can pay according to your users. St- Store your data in more than one place for backups, and as it is it has like more than 40 up data centers around the world, and numerous number of programming languages and frameworks are allowed in Azure. Next, it is very cost efficient. As we know, it is free at start, and you can pay as per as your user, like which makes it very much budget friendly. Last and like not the least, Microsoft offers and improves scalability. They offers availability of 24/7 and 365 days. So the average uptime of Azure will be near about 99%, which means they will be having literally near about 20 minutes of downtime per year worldwide, which is huge. So overall, now you have got an idea that why you should choose Azure. Although as per as this seminar is concerned, we are showing only how you can host your own VPN, but You can also use Azure for many purposes that will turn out to be very beneficial and time saving for you. So, what is OpenVPN? So, just because we will be using OpenVPN, let us understand a little bit about OpenVPN. Well, OpenVPN is actually an open source VPN protocol to facilitating a secure tunnel between 2 points in a network. First of all, what is a VPN protocol? Basically, VPN protocol is a set of rules and encryption standards. Not only we humans follow any rule, just like that, rules are also followed by computer networks and VPN softwares. When your data travels through the VPN tunnel, it follows certain rules, and each rules are different in different with different protocols. Just like OpenVPN protocol, there are also many other different types of protocols such as L2TP, PPTP, and so on. But OpenVPN protocol is an open source protocol, so a community of programmers always regularly test, improve, and update the protocol. So it is comparatively much more secure. It also supports various platforms such as Windows, Linux, Mac, Android. So if you want, you can secure all of them. Even if the third party VPNs you purchase or use follows any of the protocols that are available, you can easily find which protocols those VPN services are offering. So I would like to give a short summary of different protocols that other VPN services also use, uh, and we will also using the OpenVPN protocol. First of all is PPTP, that stands for point-to-point protocol. It is easy to set up. Their clients are built into many platforms, including Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS. So moreover, no additional software is needed to set up PPTP. But it is not so secure and can be easily decrypted by any third party or man in the middle attacks. PPTP needs the TCP port 1723. So it makes PPTP easy to block so by the firewall. So as a result, it's better to be avoided. Next is L2TP. So it stands for layer 2 tunneling protocol, and also a better version of PPTP, which is also easy to set up and built in the most of the operating system. Uh, so L2TP is usually implement the IPsec authentication. It is for encryption, which is more secure than PPTP, but it uses UDP port 500, which is easy to block. So overall, it's better than PPTP if you want to choose between PPTP and L2TP. Next comes SSTP, that is Secure Socket Tunneling Protocol, which supports mainly Windows platform, and it uses the SSL3 encryption. So it's highly secure. It uses the port 443, which means they are hard to block by most of the firewalls. Overall, you can choose SSTP protocol for your Windows computer, as the encryption is far better, as well as can bypass more firewalls. Uh, Even in IKEV2, which stands for Internet Key Exchange version 2, which is developed by Microsoft and Cisco, mainly, and it's supported by Windows and iOS devices. IKEV2 is. It is paired with an IPsec encryption feature. Overall, it's good for mobile users, as it is good at automatically re-establishing a VPN connection when user temporarily lose their internet connection. Last is the OpenVPN that we will be using today for hosting our own VPN on Azure. So OpenVPN is an open source technology that uses the OpenSSL library, and it mostly support all platform. It just need a third party client software. Setting it up won't be a big problem. We will show everything in the practical part. It supports AES encryption, So it's highly secured and it is open source. So anyone can check what's going on inside, making it very secure. It uses the TCP port 443 that is used regularly by HTTPS traffic, which makes it hard to block by firewalls. So the main reason we choose OpenVPN today for demonstration purpose is it works on every platform, bypass firewall, and highly reliable. So now let's us understand the steps to host your own VPN theoretically. After that, we will move to the hands-on practical demo.
Before that, do you have any questions?
Yeah, if you have, then you can ask or like
Yeah.
write down in the chat.
You can also unmute yourself and ask the questions. We are comfortable with that also.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, when and where we can use VPN, sir?
What? What?
He asked when and where can you use a VPN?
You asked when you can use VPN. Yeah. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, like when you can use VPN, it's better if you use VPN always. Like, see, VPN will secure your connection. So all your data will go in a secure way. So it's better whenever you are surfing or doing anything. It's you use VPN, so your data remains safe. If you are hosting your own VPN, then it will be very better. And in case mainly if you use like public Wi-Fi, you should use VPN because you never know who are the other people who will be using VPN. Who will be using the Wi-Fi, na? So they will be in your network only. So you will be prone to any cyber attacks. So it's better when you are in public Wi-Fi, you should use VPN.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so someone asked on the chat when to use VPN for YouTube, something like that. Can you address that? How to use VPN for YouTube?
One second, let me see the question. The chat is not open. So what he asked, can you tell me?
How to use a VPN for YouTube?
Why should you use VPN for YouTube? It's not needed like for YouTube, but if you use VPN for YouTube, then you can like either like host this your own VPN that we will be showing, or like you can do one more thing. You can purchase any VPN and use that. So if you want to wish it for surfing YouTube or something else. No, Tor is if you just you can't use Tor like individually. You should use VPN if you are surfing Tor also. So
Okay,
the exit node of Tors are only very vulnerable. So you should never use Tor individually.
yeah.
What we
And one
supposed to
thing,
do
Anyway,
after 30 days of Azure free account, because Azure not at all free.
see, it's not totally free, but you are getting the credits to mm, do whatever you want to do. So nothing is totally free. It comes with a cost. So you can
so
open an
like,
account and
yeah. For example,
No, I'm
for the
asking
question,
like after expire, what we supposed to like. Is there any other methods for hosting VPNs in clouds?
yeah, you can always get credits by attending seminars. And also, there is a program called Microsoft Student Ambassador, which we will be talking about at the end of the seminar, in which you can get credits.
Okay,
So
okay.
let's wait for that. And Page has a question. I want to access a YouTube channel which is locked, but VPN does not work with it. So VPN doesn't provide you access. VPN provides you a geolocation. You can access YouTube from different location using VPN, but you can't access something which is already locked using VPN. So there is a difference between both of them.
See, whenever any site that is censored in your country, like it is censored in India but not in USA, you can use VPN to take the IP of USA so that you can access that website. So that's the main reason we use VPN. So any more questions?
Ma'am, actually, I have a question that if suppose we are using VPN, so like nowadays work from home is available and they are giving VPN. So basically, why are
Hmm.
they giving for the purpose of like they are being hacked or anything, or what are the main purpose for
Are you
giving the
talking
See,
about
see, see.
Office VPNs?
Hmm.
basically they are giving the VPN in our like system. So what
Yeah,
is the
so that is different VPN. So they are providing a secure internet for your organization. So that is required so that no one apart from the organization can access the details inside your organization. So that they create a internet intranet inside your organization which only the employees of the company can access.
and like after opening the VPN we cannot access any other like thing that I basically we can say that we are using for entertainment purpose or anything, like why is it before if we are opening it after, like before we are opening the VPN and then will you open the internet like a YouTube only. Suppose we are opening it after we have opened the VPN, then it is not being played. And before, if we are using it, so it is being played. So what are the
Yeah,
basic purpose for that? Like
yeah.
why it is
So
happening?
okay, so there are two type of VPN. One is the public VPN, one is the internet VPN. Public VPN is used to protect you, but the internet VPN, which is provided by the organization, it has the main purpose to protect you from individual outside the organization. So, for example, if you go into some site in which they have some malicious things on there, and if you download that and if you upload that to your company, then your company is at risk, right? So they provide restrictions on what sites you can access using VPN for the company VPN which you are trying to use. So that's the thing.
And does basically like a VPN slow a system? Like it hangs
No,
sometimes.
no. Nowadays, a lot of systems have
No,
at
see,
least
VPNs don't slow a system that much, but like if you are taking VPN services some provider, so the device gets slow because many people are using it on like that. So, and in case of hosting your own VPN, now, so you will be get a quite high speed than the other VPN that you purchase.
yeah, we will do a speed test also for this. Like we will do a simple speed test on the speed of the VPN. So we will show that thing. But for your query, you are using an internet VPN from your organization, which has a configuration to restrict anything apart from the internet in your organization. So you can't access those because your organization doesn't want you to access those because they might cause harm inside your organization. So they have only restricted your access to certain things like your organization chat app or organization attendance portal, something like that.
And basically that
Yeah,
hangs like slow my system because I
No,
was
not, yeah, tell me.
like I've already been used the VPN, so it was like that it has slow my system. I have used it, so I have seen
Yeah,
the difference. So that is I'm asking that does it
yeah.
why this happens?
There might be two reasons. One is your system configuration is low, but most of the time, if you have 4 GB of RAM, it doesn't affect that much. Like if you are running something, it will consume a bit of RAM and internet, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's not a big issue for most of the computers. So right now we will go
yeah,
with
and even
yeah.
if you use any other VPNs, like you take the service from them, so they give it to many people now. So like it gets slow, and even like if you are using, also depends on your device, but it gets slow sometimes. But yeah, the most benefit about hosting yourself VPN would be it won't be that slow, because you will be using unless and until you give it to anyone else. So, so let's like go on with this
Okay, thank you.
theoretical part. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. So
So
at first, yeah, so I'm starting here. Yeah. So at first, make sure that you have an Azure account, or just go and create a free Azure account by visiting the Azure website. After that, open the Azure portal and search the marketplace for OpenVPN. From there, select the OpenVPN Access Server option. On the OpenVPN Access Server, select Create to uh, Start. So it will then take you to the step of creating a virtual machine. Creating this virtual machine is necessary as it will hold all the configuration and resources. Here you have to select a subscription of Visual Studio or any other that you can get from the free credits at the beginning. After that, choose the resources group if you already have, or else create a new one. So here, next you have to give a name to your VM, that is a virtual machine, and remember that name. Now choose the geographic location you wish to host the VPN server at. So by setting the region field, this will specify the Azure region where the virtual machine will be running, which means that part of the world it will get its internet access from. Depending on what purpose you want to use the VPN for, you can either use a Azure region near you or one located to different country or part of the world. Next, choose the size of the virtual machine. This will set the pricing tier and will determine how much your OpenVPN server will cost to run. You can select the size according to your requirement and budget. Then you can always resize the virtual machine to give it more compute resources later on if needed. Selecting to see all sizes will show you all the available sizes with price. Now you have to set the administrator account credential. This is the credentials that the virtual machine will be configured with for the administrator account. You will use to connect to the virtual machine over SSH to configure it. For greater security, it is recommended to use SSH public key, but that will be a bit complex. To keep it simple, we will set up it with password and username, which will be used further. Lastly, you have to click on this review and create button to move forward for creating the VM. You can keep other configuration tabs to their default values unless you really know what more advanced configuration you need. So next you have to configure OpenVPN over SSH. So after all the validation of the virtual machine will be passed and resources will be created, just visit the OpenVPN virtual machine you just created and make sure you remember the name of your virtual machine from the so that you can visit it instantly. And after visiting here, you have to copy this public IP address you will get. Next, we will connect to the VM to configure with using SSH. This can be done using the Azure Cloud Shell directly from the Azure portal. To open the Azure Cloud Shell, you have to click on this option, this Cloud Shell icon in the right side of the top menu. You will get the option. Okay, so now within the Azure Cloud Shell, run the SSH command with to connect with the VM. Type SSH command with the administrator account username that was configured for the virtual machine, and the IP address that you just copied. You will be prompted to continue connecting. Just type yes. Just type yes to continue. Uh, this prompt is next. It is a self certificate. Uh, you have to select yes for the self certificate. You don't have to do this all again because we will be at first configuring this. For that purpose only we need it at the first point. So once configured, next will be asked to give the administrator account password, and after that you will be prompted with different configuration option for setting up OpenVPN. After that, just accept the agreement by typing yes. Next, for primary access server node, so you will be asked this question that you want to choose only node, then you have to just write yes, and you don't have to think anything else.
We can do this on the like
From,
we can do this on live actually. You know,
yeah, I was just like making, yeah, I'm just I'm making them
critical
understand
features.
if it's like they want. After that, we will just continue over the practical part. So, moreover, all these things you have to keep it default only. You don't have to think everything because it's being better to keep it default. This is also better to keep this default. And at the end, you will get the link to open the admin and client UI. So it will be totally configured. So we will move on to the hands-on lab that will be shown by Hrithik. So you can continue with that.
Yeah, hi. So right now we will go into the
Yeah.
portal and create the Azure VM at first. So let me share my screen and we can do that from there. So yeah. So I guess you can see my screen right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks. So we will go and search for OpenVPN and see there is something called OpenVPN Access Server. So this is a virtual machine in which our VPN will be hosted. So there we will go and click on create. So, so yeah. So when you apply for Azure for students, you will get a subscription which will give you credits to access the VPN and create the VPN. So you need to select that. And then you need to create a resource group. So what is a resource group? A resource group contains of all of your resources like your network IP address, your virtual machine, your disk. So let's create a new resource group called OpenVPN if it's already not taken. Yeah, it's up there. And then we need to create a virtual machine name. So virtual machine name are like the name of your computer in Windows, so something like similar. So let's create that OpenVPN. And then region is the IP address of your VPN which you're accessing from. So there are a lot of options to there. So, but we will use a ECS for simplicity. And then those options are quite advanced and you don't need them. And then the following option comes is the size. Size is the amount of bandwidth, amount of CPU you need for a VPN. So a traditional VPN costs around $10, $15 per month, but this is quite cheaper. So this costs around 273 rupees, around $4 per month, and this one costs around $8 per month. So we will use this one. We can also use this one, anything you want to, and it will be covered by your credits. Then we will authenticate using the VM. So we will create a username and password. So let's give the username as OpenVPN and let's write a password. Big password. Uh, we have created a password, and then those are advanced options which we don't need actually. So we will just go and review and create. Right now, the following thing will run validation, like our Azure will run validation if this is available for us or not. And if the validation is available, then we can click on the button create. But right now, as it is checking, so we can't click on the button create. So let's wait a couple of minutes. Oh, it's faster than a couple of minutes. So we see validation has been passed right now. So we will just go and click on create. So it will take 1 to 2 minutes to create the VM. Till then, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. So the VM is being deployed to Azure right now. You can see more.
Can't we create this for free?
Yeah, you get $100, so you can create this for free. But
Okay.
that is limited.
Oh, fine. So in limited in the sense?
Limited in the sense you can use that for 750 hours in a year. Like the
Okay.
free tier provides you around 750 hours per year. So 750
Okay.
hours is like 32 days.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. But then there are a lot of programs in which you can apply and then you get a couple of credits. For example, I get around $10,000, 10,000 rupees of credits per month being a student ambassador. So yeah, you can apply over there also. We will talk about that at the end of the session,
Okay,
and
fine. Thank you.
we might also conduct a session on that also in future, and how to
Yeah.
become a student ambassador.
So is it possible for us to become a student ambassador?
Yeah, it is possible for everyone to become a student ambassador who is currently a student as per the name. Like you should
Okay.
be enrolled in the institute.
Okay.
That's the only criteria for becoming a
Okay.
student ambassador. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So this is our VPN machine or the server, and now we will connect with that. So we will connect using the Azure shell or the cloud shell as we know. So to connect that thing, we need to open an instance of the Azure shell, and you need to use SSH command from Linux. So what is SSH? SSH provide you a secure shell to your virtual machine, which is the VPN server here. And we will paste our IP address here.
In case of Windows,
In case of Windows, you have that option, but you need to use something called putty. So you need to use something called putty. But as you are
okay.
using Azure, you get a free cloud shell inside of Azure only. So you need to download.
Okay.
You don't need to download anything. It happens
Okay.
automatically inside Azure. So it's very clean.
Okay, fine.
And then you need to press enter, and it will try to connect with the following thing. So you need to accept the fingerprints, and then you need to add the password which we have generated previously. So let's hope I remember the password. And yeah, right now we are inside the virtual machine. So welcome to OpenVPN Access Server. And now we will initially configure the following thing. So let's maximize the window. So those are the terms and conditions which you can read, and those are very clean. So it's after you have read that, just click on yes. And then there are a couple of configuration options. So first is, will this VPN be a primary access server node? So what does this mean? So this means like if you have only one VPN server, you can configure this. There are a couple of more options, like you can have number of VPNs, like you can make your connection jump from one VPN to another VPN so that people can't find you, as it happens on Tor kind of, but everything will be on your control. So you can do that, but we will create only one access server. So let's do this using only one primary access server. Then we want VPN to be accessed by all the interfaces. So you don't want a single IP in your machine to be accessing the VPN. You need every interface to access the VPN. So press enter for the default. So we don't want to change the default admin web UI, but if you are configuring something very advanced, you might want to change that. But as this is a beginner level seminar, we will just use the defaults. So enter, and the next is TCP. We can also give that as default, enter. And then should client traffic be routed by the default through the VPN? So are we willing to throw our network connections into the VPN? So yes, the main purpose for VPN is that only. So we will click on enter, that means yes. And then DNS resolution should be also happening through the VPN. So yeah, you also want the DNS resolution to happening through the VPN. So DNS is like getting the IP address of your website. So we want that to happen through the VPN. You can also click no according to you. And we will use authentication from our internal DB because we don't have a external DB setup. So let's click on yes. And should private subnets be accessible to clients by default? Yes, we want that to be accessible by clients by default. We are not creating an internet. And default user ID password. And suppose you want more than 2 connections, then we need the activation key, but we don't want more than 1 connection, so we don't need the activation key. And then we click on enter. So right now it's initializing the OpenVPN and configuring everything according to our setup. So it will take a couple of minutes. Till then, if you have any questions, you can ask.
So we have to each time when we open, we have to use all these steps or what?
No, this is the first time initial configuration. Like
Okay.
if you are configuring, like for example, if you are buying the subscription of VPN, you need to fill your ID, password, and all those things, right?
Yes.
This is that step. Like we are creating a VM on
Okay.
that on Azure, and then configuring that according to our wish. From next
Okay.
time, you just need to click on connect using your
Oh,
client, which we will go through in a couple of minutes. But this is
okay.
the first step which you need to do when you are creating it for the first time.
Okay.
So yeah, so we will get 2 links according to as we saw previously. According so first one is the admin UI, and second one is the client UI. So if you want to SSL configure, you need to do that, but we don't want that as of now. So we'll just go and proceed to the following link, and then the user ID password will be similar as the one we have generated while connecting to the following VPN. So let's see. Yeah. So we logged into the following VPN and then you can accept the terms and condition. So let's agree with those. And this is the following thing. You can get a free activation key if you want to, and then that will allow you to connect with 5 devices. But right now that will be a bit complicated because you need to add your sign up and wait for the configuration. So let's keep that simple and we will use only 2 VPN connections. And then this is our portal. And then this will be our client. And then you need to like you can share this link to anyone, and then they will be able to download the configuration things from the portal, and then they will be able to log in. So those are the clients which OpenVPN supports. So as we right now we are on Windows 11. So we will use the Windows VPN Connect client, and this is already installed for us. So we won't install that already. So like let me search. Oh, so sorry, it is an install form, so we need to download this. So let's wait for it to download. Until then, let's go and see the portal once. So in portal, you can see status overview, and you can see uh, like your VPN connection, how many devices are connected right now. As we haven't connected yet right now, so it's just 0. But as soon as we connect, it will become to 1. So let's install the following thing. So uh, yes.
Excuse me, can you please tell me the code that we have to initially use for starting it in the Linux center?
There is no code. Just when you create a VM, so you need the password, right? So you need that password only, which you have created while creating the VM.
No, no. Once after creation, you logged into the Linux command shell, right? That
Oh, so for that you need to just click here in Cloud Shell.
in Cloud Shell, what is the first command we have to type?
Okay, so that command is SSH, your username, and @ your IP address.
SSH username and IP address.
So my username was OpenVPN, and
Okay.
my your VPN's public IP address.
Okay.
Yeah, that is it. Like SSH into this
Okay.
@ this. You can see the
Oh.
details over here. Like you can see the details over here.
Okay. Fine. Thank you. Okay.
Even for me because I feel that. But yeah,
Okay.
that's the thing.
Thank you.
So yeah, and then you need to click on install. Oh, you can see we have found OpenVPN client is there over here, which is called OpenVPN Connect. And then we will configure our VPN using this. So we need to create a new profile. So the URL will
No, it
be
is not visible actually.
okay. Sorry. I've shared only one screen. Let me share my entire screen. Um, yeah. So after you have installed this, you will get this link. After you install the OpenVPN Connect, which you have downloaded using the OpenVPN CWS. So then you need to copy your server name and then click on next. I think also okay, yeah. So your username will be OpenVPN. Your password will be the same as the one which you have created previously. And you can also import auto login profile. So whenever you open your computer, it automatically logins. So yeah. So right now we are connected to the VPN, and all my IP and all my data is traveling through the VPN. So you can see this is the VPN which we are using, and this is the log in which we can see this VPN is already being connected. So for example, if I search what's my IP, it will tell me, let's go into our resolution one. So it will tell me it's in Virginia, USA. So this is the my IP address right now. And suppose you are accessing youtube.com, it will show you YouTube of USA, not India. So see, you see everything is in dollars and not rupees because our YouTube thinks that we are coming from USA, not from India. So that's it about yeah, this all. If you have any questions, you can ask right now.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, is this mandatory use to VPN, sir?
Uh, okay, so nothing is mandatory, but if you are security concerned and if you care about your security, then it's a bit recommended. Because sometimes it's a problem when you are using someone else's Wi-Fi, you might get attacked. So that's the reason it's a bit of necessary to use that. But you can't also use that. So that's the thing.
Sir, can we also use this in our mobile phones?
Yeah. Okay. So there is also a thing called OpenVPN for Android.
Okay.
So you can download that and you can download that from the Play Store, this application.
Okay.
So you can download that and then you can use that.
Okay,
It's
fine.
it's same as the following only. You just need to add the IP and configuration. I think we are covered.
Hello.
Sir,
Yeah.
Yeah, I joined a bit late. So can I ask you a question? Basic question is what is exactly VPN in
We have
simple word?
we have covered that completely
I
using the
did not miss. I
PowerPoint.
was okay. No issue. Just can you just tell me in simple word what is VPN?
Yeah, see, VPN like creates in short in layman term, you can understand that it creates a secret like secure tunnel to transfer your data. So in short, you can understand that, and a later like details part we just covered.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is it only means why do you need that VPN?
See, we already covered it, but the main concern, like why we need VPN, is for security reasons. If you care about your security and want to be more secure in this internet where every day so many attacks are happening, so VPN is not confirming that you will be safe from all the attacks, but it's create a layer of security so that your
Either
datas are safe.
also you can use
Okay,
a
okay.
different geolocation if you want to to access
Yeah,
content
that's
which you
the
are
thing
unable
that
to.
everyone should know. But the main technical part is it keeps you secure.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
in
I
case
can.
you host own VPN, it's more better.
Okay, okay.
So can you please repeat a set of commands that you used in Windows PowerShell sir, for creating the VPN so that we are hosting?
We didn't use PowerShell to create the VPN. We used the Azure portal. So there's an option to use is that also like the Azure terminal on PowerShell, but that's a bit complicated. So we didn't use that. We will send these recordings also. So I guess
Okay.
that will cover up the thing you can go through at your own pace. But right now we are opened up for questions. That feedback link on the chat so that you can fill that for your certificates.
Yeah, I sent the feedback link.
Yeah,
You
Excuse
can
me.
fill it up.
Can you teach us how should we enroll for that ambassador, student
yeah.
ambassador?
Please fill the feedback form, and we will send you a new event link at the end of the January month, in which we will
Okay.
conduct a seminar in which we will address all those questions and the best practices so that you can apply for your student ambassador.
Okay. Thank you.
We will conduct it at the end of January, a complete session on
Yeah.
how to do that, because it will be very lengthy for today.
Okay. So will you
Please,
share this recording in our WhatsApp group or?
yeah, this recording will go on your WhatsApp group also,
Yeah, yeah,
and
we will
you
share.
will, and also you will get a mail with the certificates by tomorrow, in which
Okay.
the recordings will be attached.
Yeah, and if needed, we will share the PPT also. So all the commands will be written there, so you can check it out. And if any more questions, you can ask, or like we can end this meeting.
Yeah, we are there.
Wait, giving it again. So fill the feedback form properly.
It will be nice to know which colleges are you from. Can you write those on your chat? Okay, nice. Thank you everyone for writing on the chat. Please don't forget to fill the feedback form because it's very important for us to send you the certificates.
So thank you everyone for joining the meeting. Hope you
Thank
all
you.
have learned something.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Digeshu. Nice teacher.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
We are here for 5-6 minutes. If you have any questions, then you can ask. We are comfortable with that.
Sir, what are subnets, sir? Subnet.
What are subnets?
Yes.
Um, okay, subnets. I- it will be a bit long for this
See,
meeting.
it will be like the networking topic. So you have to understand everything regarding IP address and subnetting. So there are parts it. So if we tell in short, it won't be that recommended. So it's a bit
Because
quite
I saw a
technical
command of
about networking.
Yeah, what did
Yeah,
you
it is
saw?
there. It's subnetting is there. So it's quite technical.
okay.
You have to understand the networking part, so it will be
Yeah,
needed. And the
basically,
subnetting part is needed when you are connected with your virtual machine, or resources are connected with some other things also. That time you need to think about it. Other than that, you will keep it like normal by default.
basically, if you want to sell, no, like sub means kind of dividing. So you like sub means, for example, subnetting means dividing your sub network into subgroups, something like that. But this is very matlab, simple thing. But it's more complicated in between. So yeah.
Okay, sir.
like grouping, subgrouping, like grouping this, like you are grouping your groups. So subnetting is like you are grouping your networks. But it is quite more complicated than what I told because I summarized it very simply.
Okay, sir.
And that portion only matters like if other resources in Azure is connected to the same virtual network as the OpenVPN virtual machine. Other than that, it won't matter.
We will send you a invitation mail for our next event, which would be about how to become a student ambassador. So it will be a cool thing to host, and as we have understood, you can use the credits for your adventure on with Microsoft Azure, and it's a very good community in which you can learn a lot more things. So we will do that next time. Please don't forget to fill the feedback form. I'm sending that once more in the chat.